Every parent has seen this moment. Your teenager sits in front of a difficult task, a problem set, a blank document, a project, a confusing concept, a piece of code that refuses to work. At first, they try, then their shoulders drop. Their face tightens. The screen becomes the enemy. And now, in the age of AI, a very tempting escape is always nearby. They can ask for the answer. They can ask for the whole explanation. They can ask the machine to finish what frustration has interrupted. For parents, this creates a difficult question. When should AI help? And when does help become avoidance? The answer begins with understanding how mastery grows. Mastery does not grow from constant failure. It also does not grow from comfort. It grows inside a carefully chosen level of challenge, a place where the teen succeeds often enough to stay motivated and struggles enough to keep learning. Too easy, and the brain rehearses what it already knows. Too hard, and the teen may become discouraged, defensive, or dependent. The learning edge sits between those extremes. That edge is where confidence and challenge meet. This matters because many teenagers have a distorted relationship with difficulty. Some think difficulty means they are not talented. Some think needing help means they are falling behind. Some think fast completion matters more than real improvement. AI can intensify this. If the answer is always available, struggle can start to feel unnecessary. And when struggle feels unnecessary, practice weakens. Yet the right kind of struggle is where capability forms. The key is calibration. Your teenager should experience enough success to know progress is possible. They should also face enough friction to stretch. In learning, success teaches powerfully. When a teen finds a working path, the mind learns what to repeat. When they solve a problem, they gain a pattern. When they build something that works, they gain proof. Failure can teach too, though often it only says, that route did not work. Success says, here is a route worth remembering. This is why parents should avoid celebrating only effort that goes nowhere. Effort matters. Direction matters too. A teen needs feedback. They need examples. They need the experience of success at the right level. They need challenges that are designed to grow them. AI can be extraordinary for this. It can adjust difficulty. It can provide hints instead of full answers. It can give examples before asking the teen to try. It can explain mistakes without embarrassment. It can create another practice problem immediately. It can become a private tutor that never gets impatient. Yet again, the tool must be directed wisely. A passive prompt says, solve this for me. A stronger prompt says, give me a hint. A passive prompt says, write my essay. A stronger prompt says, ask me questions until my idea becomes clearer. A passive prompt says, fix my code. A stronger prompt says, help me understand the error and guide me one step at a time. That change is small on the screen. It is enormous inside the mind. The teen remains active. The tool becomes a coach. The work becomes training. There is another reason practice must be designed carefully. The human mind has limited working space. A teenager can only hold a small amount in conscious attention at once. When a task is overloaded, learning becomes messy. The teen may be trying to understand the instructions, remember the concept, manage the tool, plan the answer, and handle frustration all at the same time. That is too much. The mind gets crowded. When the mind is crowded, the teen may shut down or reach for the fastest shortcut. Good learning reduces unnecessary load. It makes the first step clearer. It provides examples. It removes clutter. It separates complex skills into learnable parts. It helps the teen focus attention where growth is happening. This is why beginners often need worked examples. A worked example shows the path. It gives the mind something to study before it has to produce alone. Once the teen has seen enough examples, they can attempt similar problems. Then they can move to harder variations. Then they can create their own version. AI is powerful here. It can show a solution, then hide part of it. Then ask your teen to complete the missing step. Then create a new question with the same structure. Then ask your teen to explain why the method works. That is practice by design. That is very different from copying an answer. Parents can guide this by asking your teen to use hint mode. Instead of asking AI to finish the task, the teen can ask, give me one clue. Ask me what I should do next. Show me a similar example, then give me a new one. Check my reasoning after I try. Make this slightly harder. Make this slightly easier. The goal is to keep the teen on the edge of ability. That edge is where growth feels alive. This applies far beyond academics. If your teenager is building a website, they can ask AI for a starter template, then modify one section themselves. If they are learning public speaking, they can ask AI to interview them and challenge unclear answers. If they are creating music, they can ask for variations, then choose and refine the one that matches their feeling. If they are planning a project, they can ask for milestones, then decide what is realistic. In each case, the teen remains the builder. AI supports the practice loop. There is a danger parents should watch for. When AI makes work easier, teens may drift into performance instead of practice. Performance is about looking good. Practice is about getting better. Performance hides weakness. Practice reveals weakness so it can be strengthened. Performance wants applause. Practice wants feedback. A teenager in performance mode may choose tasks they can already do. They may polish the surface. They may avoid hard questions. They may use AI to cover gaps. A teenager in practice mode is different. They may still care about quality, yet they are willing to improve honestly. They can say, "This part is weak." They can say, "I need a better example." They can say, "I do not understand this yet." That honesty is valuable. It keeps learning real. Parents can create a home culture where practice is respected. You can praise the thoughtful revision. You can praise the better question. You can praise the moment your teen asks for a hint rather than the whole answer. You can praise the decision to try again after feedback. These are small moments. They shape identity. Over time, practice creates automaticity. At first, every new skill feels heavy. The teen has to think about each step. They forget details. They make obvious mistakes. They need reminders. Then, with repetition, some parts become easier. The mind no longer has to hold everything at once. Attention is freed for higher-level decisions. This is when a teenager begins to feel capable. Yet automaticity has a hidden risk. When a skill becomes automatic, the teen may stop improving. They may keep doing what is familiar. They may mistake comfort for mastery. This is why new challenges matter. A stronger challenge wakes the mind up. It forces the teen to adjust. It brings attention back to the skill. It invites growth beyond the plateau. This is another place where AI can help. It can create new variations. It can simulate harder audiences. It can generate edge cases. It can challenge assumptions. It can help a teen stretch beyond the routine. The parent's role is to make sure the stretch serves growth. At Superlearning, we see AI as more than a productivity tool. For young people, it can become a training environment, a place to practice thinking, a place to build projects, a place to receive feedback, a place to grow confidence through visible progress. The goal is a teenager who becomes stronger through the tool, more thoughtful, more capable, more willing to lead. This is why Superlearning focuses on real output. A teen should not only learn about technology, they should build something, a prototype, a project, a useful asset, a piece of media, a solution to a real problem. When teenagers build, learning becomes visible. They can see what they know. They can see what they still need. They can see the gap between an idea and execution. That gap becomes the curriculum. Parents do not need to control every step. You can help your teen design better practice. Ask, is this too easy, too hard, or at the right edge? Did you ask for the whole answer or a useful hint? What part did you improve today? What feedback did you receive? What will you try differently next time? These questions turn AI use into growth. And when your teenager becomes frustrated, remind them that frustration is not the enemy. Frustration is often the feeling of the mind reaching for a new level. It needs guidance. It needs structure. It needs a next step. AI can provide that next step if your teen learns how to ask for it. The future will reward young people who can learn repeatedly. They will need to enter new fields, build new skills, and adapt as tools change. They will need to relearn quickly. They will need to practice without waiting for perfect conditions. They will need to use intelligent machines while remaining active, awake, and responsible. This is the practice edge. It is the space where your teenager is challenged enough to grow, supported enough to continue, and honest enough to improve. AI can either pull them away from that edge or help them stay there. The difference comes from the habits we teach now. So the next time your teen reaches for AI, the question is not simply, can it help? The better question is, will this help my child become stronger? Because the future does not need teenagers who merely finish faster. It needs young people who practice deeply, build bravely, and grow into the kind of leaders who can handle the tools they have been given. And this is super learning.